Hello, everyone. It's Marcia Martin, the Heart Healer, and I want to welcome you to our Friday live call. Today, we're going to be talking about how to take the Easy Express. Let's get started by first taking a look at what our guides have to say about taking the Easy Express. I've got quite a few questions in, and I want to hear from those of you who are on the call with me. If you're willing to participate, I want to hear from you and answer your questions and concerns, because the most important thing that we can do is to allow it to be easy. So let's see what our guides had to say about this. As always, they give us that beautiful overarching view that we may not be able to have because we're in the midst of the battle. Even though they tell us, hey, get off the battlefield, oftentimes we still find that we get caught up in circumstances. So let's see what they've had to share with us about getting off the battlefield and taking the Easy Express. And they begin, "Dear ones, we see all of you working so hard, toiling away at making your lives better, pushing, always forcing yourselves to be better, stronger, and more than you were yesterday. And we must ask each one of you, why? Why do you continually live your lives as though you're in the midst of battle? Why do you always push against obstacles and try to force situations to surrender to your will? We understand that the teaching prevalent in the world today is that nothing of great merit can be achieved without great effort being put forward. But we're here to expose this lie. This doesn't mean that we advocate that each one of you begin to sit idly by, but it does mean that we support you in working smarter and in harmony with the forces available instead of at cross purposes. Let us explain. You always have the option of living your life in one of two ways. The first is to believe that you're bound by circumstances outside of your control, that you must always be prepared to be one step ahead of impending doom. But when you live this way, you're relying on your wits and your intelligence to move you from where you are to where you want to be. You're in competition with everything and everyone outside of yourself, and you live your life feeling always a little unsafe or unsure, constantly looking over your shoulder to examine where the other guy is, so you can measure how much of a threat they pose to your way of life. If, on the other hand, you recognize yourself as a powerful creator, then you will come to the realization that what you have in your life is a product of what you've been thinking and the actions you've taken based on those thoughts. Then you would understand that you can change your reality by changing your thinking. You'd feel much safer and less threatened because your reality would not be based on how hard you're working or what the other person was doing, but on the quality of your thoughts. You'd be open to relationships that expanded your knowledge and your perspective because you understood that the more cooperative you became, the more opportunity there would be for you to gain from the collective knowledge pools. The more you understood the workings of the universe, the more you'd be capable of making self-empowering decisions. When you enabled yourself to be self-empowered, instead of driven by fear, you'd open a doorway for others to become self-empowered instead of driven by fear. By recognizing that as you grew, others would grow and help to further empower you, you'd be motivated by cooperation instead of greed, and automatically surrounded by like-minded people who wanted to see you succeed. The second way of being and thinking is the easy way we want you to explore today.
But in order to be comfortable with easy, you must be willing to give up the old ways of pushing against something to move ahead. When you allow life to flow, to unfold easily, you've connected with Source and you've made yourself available for divine inspiration. You don't think with the me against them mindset because you see the world as one. The work you do when you're on the Easy Express is more important than the work you may be doing to provide your current daily bread. But few of you are actively pursuing this work. Too many of you are caught up in the belief that your hard physical labor or your commitment of long hours are necessary for you to live a successful life. Instead of pushing the boulder up the hill by looking for obstacles to overcome, we suggest that you put that effort into understanding the laws which govern the energetic realm. In the beginning, while this is still new and you have a foot in both camps, it will feel as though you are indeed rolling a boulder up the hill. But if you continue to learn and you then apply what you learn, you will see things begin to shift. You will be looking for your desired outcome instead of the disastrous one. You'll be saving for a sunny day instead of a rainy one. And you'll be more in tune with your life and more optimistic because of your alignment. To get onto the Easy Express, you must change your expectation. Instead of looking for others to either make or break you, commit instead to taking responsibility for your own life and your own choices. Recognize yourself as powerful instead of giving that power away to someone else. When you begin formulating a thought about what you'd like your life to look like, make sure that you think those thoughts through. Why do you want to receive this? What do you hope to achieve? How will it benefit you? Be thoughtful with the requests you make to the universe. Spend time on what you're creating and connect with Source to ask for guidance and help in first identifying and then in moving your desire forward. Once you've made your thoughtful request, continue to energize its manifestation by thinking and feeling how wonderful it will feel to have brought this experience into your life. Make this an easy experiment by making a written list of all the positive qualities about this thing you're manifesting. Write down how having this thing will positively impact your life and speed up the manifestation process the easy way by making time each day to get into the owning space of that manifestation. Don't be vague in your description. Instead, take the time in the beginning to fully flesh out your dream. Commit it to paper, and then easily energize it by reading it over throughout your day. The hard way is to create some vague dream that you have no attachment to, and that you remember to energize every once in a while. The easy way is to create a detailed picture of your desire. Understand why it's important to you and then commit it to paper so you can easily energize it throughout your day. When you put your focus on your desire, it gains momentum. Now bring it home by recognizing that Source has wisdom you lack and ask to receive this desire or something better, whatever is in accordance with your highest good. Let it be easy. Manifestation was designed to be easy. If it's difficult, go back to the drawing board and let go of any resistance you may have to allowing your life to be easy. So now I want to find out from all of you, what are you doing right now that you may be finding is making your life extremely difficult? And many of us, I should say all of us, at some point or another, are getting in our own way and we're making life really difficult. In some cases, it's the story that we're telling. we may have developed a story and truly be owning that story because at one point or another, life was extremely difficult. Let's say you had a traumatic event that happened in your past, and it became that thing that you kind of hung on to more than anything else in the world. It was the thing that when somebody said, "Hey, how are you doing?" that was the first thing that came to mind. And so instead of saying, I'm having a really incredible day, you start sharing this story of what happened to you as a child or during a traumatic event. Well, what's happening there? What's happening is that you're actually re-energizing that traumatic event. You're rolling the boulder up the hill. You're saying, I want my life to be better, but I need to roll this boulder up the hill, this thing that I don't want anymore. I need to tell everyone about it because it's so horrible. But I don't want any more of this in my life. Well, what happens is law of attraction doesn't do the thinking for you. All it's capable of doing is mirroring back to you whatever it is that you may be talking about or energizing or thinking about. So, you're busy talking and thinking about this horrible experience that happened to you. And I'm deeply sorry for any experiences that you may have had that have hurt you in the past. But the reason that I'm asking you not to focus on them is because law of attraction can only mirror back to you what you're thinking about and talking about or energizing. So what's going to happen is that you will have other experiences similar to the one that you're already feeling traumatized over, and then you will start saying to yourself things like, see, I knew it. I knew that my life was just going to be a constant battle with this same experience. And I see a question already, so hang on just a minute. Let me finish what I'm saying, and I'll get right to you. I just want to make sure that you understand the fastest way away from the trauma and into what you want is that you begin telling a new story. And in the beginning, the story is not going to even feel like yours. It may feel like, well, I'm just making something up. I don't own this story. It doesn't feel like mine. Maybe it makes me feel a little better, but it's kind of like a fairy tale. Keep going. That traumatic incident that you've been talking about for all of this time previous, you didn't own either until suddenly this incident happened and it became the thing that you owned, the thing that you talked about. So if you want to bring more good things into your life, if you want to bring into your life things that you can get excited about, start by being excited about them now. Get really clear on what you want. Write it down. That's one of the best ways to energize it. Keep that story with you and commit to reading it throughout the day. Don't allow yourself to keep going offline and going back to that old story, that old incident that brought you so much distress. You want to keep energizing what you do want so that it has an opportunity to form in the energetic and actually get to you in the physical. What you need to remember is that whenever you think of something, it begins immediately forming in the energetic, but it takes consistent effort for it to move from the complete energetic state into the physical state. So you may have created quite a few things in the energetic realm, But you're not going to see evidence of those in the physical unless you apply continual energy to them. The physical is denser, and it takes longer for it to form. It takes more of your energy and your concentrated effort. That's why it's so important to do it the easy way by talking about what you do want and completely letting go of that thing that was so traumatic that you want to talk about all the time. Talk about that life that's coming to you in as though it's already here and get excited about it. So instead of saying this horrible thing happened, start saying wonderful things are happening to me every minute, and then find something that is happening right now and talk about that. You might have to begin, well, the sun is shining and I love the sun. It makes me feel happy. I feel wonderful when I see the sun shining. If that's all you can do, concentrate on that to get yourself into the place where you're feeling better. As soon as you begin feeling a little better, you'll start attracting things that will make you feel better and better, and it will become easier and easier for you to find more things that you're feeling good about, until before you realize it, your conversation is going to be filled with things that are true for you right this moment, and they really do make you feel great. So, Monique, I see you have your hand raised.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I certainly can. It's perfect.
Yeah, I did some. Do you hear me?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Well, I told you that I claim my goddess, and that God take me by the hand for to going to be a lawyer by animal and rights and meeting my twin soul, and that I misunderstood the process. But I still wanna claim this part. So, do you think if I kept holding on to this dream, that it come back to me?
What I want you to do are two things. First of all, absolutely hold on to the dream. But get specific. Remember what they told us. Find out why you want this. If it's just, well, it would be a nice thing, but
No,
you're not.
it is because of the animals, and I have with my twin we have to sing songs about God because it is positive for the world. And now I heard a neighbor a couple of streets back, because she is scared that there is coming a war in the world. And now I'm feeling that I disappointed God because I misunderstood and I did something wrong. So, and I just want to help.
I understand. So here's what I want you to do. First of all, get really clear on why you want this. You can't want it just for the animals. You have to want it because it feels good to you to help the animals.
Yes.
It has to have something of you in it in order for you to give it enough energy in order for it to come to you.
Yeah, but it has to give me good energy, because yesterday I was walking to the houses to collect money for the animals, and somebody said to me, "It is getting time to that you do something to the people that hurting the animals." So now I really get my nose. Getting on the facts, because the woman told me, and I was thinking, well, yes, I have to be a lawyer in Amsterdam for the animals, and yes, of course, I want this. I really want this, but I didn't claim anything.
It's okay. Don't look at what you don't have, and
the other part of this is you don't want to say, well, have I done something wrong because it isn't here already? It's not going to happen overnight. You've got to keep energizing that vision. Make sure that it's something that feels good to you. If it just feels okay, you're not going to want to put the effort into really energizing it. That's why you have to have ownership of it. Imagine what it's going to be like to be you as an attorney working on behalf of the animals. If you can't get excited about it, if it doesn't feel like this is exactly what would make your life open up, then it's probably not the right direction for you. But the other thing that you need to do, because again, we're all in our little forest and we don't have the big picture. So you say, okay, it really feels right to me to be an animal rights attorney. It feels good. It energizes me. I can get excited about it. I can visualize myself doing this work. Then,
because
hold on, hang
okay.
on just a second. Then, what I want you to do, the second part of it, is say, okay, God, this is what I want. This is what feels great to me, but I don't have your overarching vision. So I'm going to ask for this or something better, whatever is for my highest good. That way you're not putting yourself in a little box and saying, well, if I can't be an animal rights attorney, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah, but now I'm not knowing with the direction I need to go. Yes, I still want to be a singer, and I got my dream from God, and I got a vision when I was 8 years, and now the event was starting. Yeah, and I misunderstood some things. So now, God is now not taking me by the hand anymore. So I didn't claim my soulmate and I didn't claim my twin, and I need them to be a lawyer.
Oh, but hang on just a second.
Yeah, okay.
God is always taking you by the hand. You're the one that's putting resistance in the way. You're rolling your boulder up the hill and making it more difficult because you're putting in conditions. You're saying, unless God does it my way, it's not happening. And what I
Yeah.
want you to say is, okay, God, this is what I want. This is what I think you've shown me. But now I'm completely open to whatever direction you want me to go because I understand that you know what's for my highest good in a way that I cannot. So let go of all of the conversation that you're having with yourself. Oh, I need my twin flame.
Yeah.
Oh,
I need
you
this.
gotta,
I need that.
you gotta let go. You've got to say, whatever way it comes is the perfect way for me. There's nothing that says you can't work for animals if you are a singer. What if you were to do benefit concerts for animals as a singer? Doesn't that do much of the same work that you were wanting to do?
Yeah, maybe I can make some points in that. Yes.
That's all I'm asking you to do. Don't put yourself in a box that says, unless I'm an attorney working in Amsterdam, I have failed. Unless I have my twin flame, I won't be able to do this. That is our way of thinking, and it makes us get on the battlefield and say, oh my gosh, I've got to just do something about all of these obstacles.
Yeah, because I'm really going tired of myself, and I'm doing a lot of crying. And in the morning, this morning, I was very positive, and then later I was with the Citibank because I have for my debts, and then I was crying a lot again.
So
Yeah,
perfect. You just showed us exactly what's happening. In the morning, you were really positive. You were
yeah,
energizing your dream. You were moving ahead beautifully. And then something came that threw you off, and you let your mind concentrate on that, and you forgot about how positive you were and how great you were feeling about the way things were working out.
yeah,
So take a moment, get back into that positive mind that was working so well for you this morning, and just let go of the
yeah,
thing that feels like that big boulder.
yeah.
That's
Because
why
yeah,
I was
I
just
was
going to say, that's why it is so, so helpful to have written down a story about what you want your life to look like. Because absolutely throughout the day, something is going to come up that could throw you off.
yeah.
And if you don't have the story, if you don't have something that can grab your attention and pull you back into the positive, you can get stuck in that place where things aren't working out.
Yeah, because I was talking about the Citibank, about moving out here because of the people I told you. And well, actually, there is no money for me to go away. So maybe I need to go to church, and maybe they give me money, or maybe I have to do something. But yeah, I want to be happy, and I want to have my own place, you know?
So begin writing your story. I want my own place, but I don't want you to put it in the future. I want sometime in the future my own place. Start describing that place. Oh, it feels so great to be in
Yeah,
my own place.
yeah,
And describe what it looks like, what it feels like, so that you can actually envision yourself there. So that it
yeah, okay.
feels as though the place that you're creating on paper and in your mind is more real to you than the place that you're actually in right now.
Yeah,
That will give it enough energy so it can form into that dense physical state that it needs to be in order for you to actually experience it in the physical.
yeah, because is it now like this that I got my divine, so I still can create?
Beautiful. I want you
Okay.
to I want you to create, but I want you to use the story or your list as your tool.
Yes.
Why is it that you want it? What will it do for you? How will it make you feel? What does it look like? How does it change your outlook on life to have this thing that's just yours as opposed to something where you may be with a lot of people that you don't know well or don't connect well with?
Yeah. Okay.
It's just so much easier when you have it written down, and
Yeah, I did now.
good, because when you hit that rough spot, and we would be silly to tell ourselves, I'll never have a rough spot. But when you hit that rough spot, which we're all going to do, and you don't have a backup to go to, you run the risk of getting stuck in that dark place. And
Okay.
then, before you realize it, you start manifesting more dark things to think about. And if you stay in there long enough, you start manifesting them into your life.
Yeah, okay.
So if you have the story that you can pull out at a moment's notice and look at it, you can get lost in that story. You can feel good. Oh my gosh, it feels wonderful. I am off in this place that feels more real to me
than where I am currently. And so, of course, it has to come into my awareness because I can feel it, I can taste it, I can smell it, I can get your senses involved. But remember that it has to be you experiencing it in the present moment, because the present moment is the only moment we have.
Yes, yeah.
We can't live in the past. We can remember and we can dream, but we can't live in the past, and we can't live in the future. We can dream about the future. Oh, wouldn't it be nice? But that has no energy to it. Get in the present, stay here, but allow your imagination to bring you into that wonderful place where everything you want is happening for you.
Okay.
And then just be careful that you don't make a little tiny box for yourself by saying to God, this is exactly what I think I want. But whatever is for my highest good. That way, you may be saying, well, if I just had my own room, all I want is a little place, a little tiny room somewhere, I would feel so great. And God is saying, oh, but Monique, this mansion that we have for you, what are we supposed to do with it?
Yeah, okay.
So,
Because I wanted to move, but when I was talking with my daughter on the bicycle, we talk about moving, and then I get a flat tire. So, yeah, do I have to move now or do I have to wait?
you have to be open to whatever is for your highest good. I can't tell you, no one can tell you
Okay.
when the time will be perfect for you to move or whether you need to stay.
But how do I know if it is good for my highest good? How do I know this?
You get in alignment by just saying, by feeling good, by talking about what's good, by energizing all of the good things around you.
Okay.
Get in the high place of love, joy, and peace so that you're in alignment with the information that God is sending to you. And then do not resist. So if it would be for your highest good for you to stay there, let's say 6 months, because at the end of 6 months, the person that you need to meet walks through that door, would you like to move today? Or would you be willing to stay 6 months and meet the person that can bring you the animal rights career that you had been wanting?
Yes, okay. So maybe I have to stay here for a while.
Well, we don't know. So what we do is we say, okay, God, this is what I want. And you keep energizing that. You get excited about it. You completely fill your mind with what you want. And then you don't start pushing the boulder up. It has to be now. It has.
Yeah. Now I'm doing this now, Yeah.
That's just creating resistance. What you do is say, okay, God, just please show me that I'm in alignment. If it can't happen tomorrow, of course, we'd all like it to happen tomorrow. I wish I had a magic wand and I could wave it and say, here you go. Here's everything you desire tomorrow. But what we need to do instead is say, just show me signs that I'm in alignment. And you may see a feather. Someone may say something to you completely out of the blue. There may be a song on the radio. Perhaps you'll see repeating numbers. They will have some way to get in communication with you if you're paying attention and say to you, Monique, you're doing perfectly.
Okay.
You are on the path. So don't get upset. Don't get worried and don't get anxious because that puts you in resistance. Instead, stay in that high place of love, joy, and peace, and you will see your heart expanding. You'll see people
people you've never met before will come up to you with a message. Or you'll turn on the radio or look at your clock or do something that at exactly the moment that you need to do it, and you will understand, oh my gosh, they're sending me a message.
Yeah, next week I was calling out in the universe. Well, I want to have my soulmate back, I want to claim him. And then I was walking, passing someone, and he was telling, I think his wife, on the phone, and he say, "Yeah, I'm coming." So now I think, okay, maybe was it a message for me, or am I going crazy?
Assume that it's anything good. Assume that everything good is a message for you. You were thinking, I want my soulmate.
Yeah.
And you go by a person who's at that exact moment is saying, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a sign of alignment. That says,
my God.
Monique, you're in alignment. You're out of resistance. Now things can begin flowing to you.
Okay.
But what do you do if after we get off this call, somebody says to you, I hate men and I don't think there are any good men anywhere. Well, be prepared that you're going to have, that those people exist and those circumstances exist.
Yeah,
be prepared. Have your desire written down on a piece of paper so that you can say something to the person like, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way. Get away from them. And then get out your paper and keep going over your story. That's their story. You don't have to agree with their story.
Yeah.
If they keep up with that kind of behavior and that kind of talk, how easy will it be for them to have a good partner enter their life?
Yeah, I got a lot of bad guys too, but now I see my soulmate, because I'm already seeing him in business and twice on the street. But yeah, I cannot go to him and say to him, yeah, you are my soulmate. Then he thinks, yeah, you're crazy, So
well, exactly. So at that time, you just allow God to move you together when the time is right. You can't say, God, I want it now, and snap your fingers and expect that it's going to happen.
Okay, but it is not like this that because a God was taking me by the hand this summer and I didn't claim anything. Is it not that a God now say, well, he's never coming into your life, but maybe then another time later in life. Okay. Oh, thank you, God.
Now you can say to yourself, hey, I think I really messed up.
Yeah.
But then you say, well, you know what? Okay, I messed up, but God doesn't make mistakes. So, God, I think I messed up, but can you fix this for me? I'm out of resistance now. I'm not going to resist. So instead of feeling badly, I'm just going to ask you, God, to fix this. If that was my soulmate,
yeah, he was my soulmate. I already saw him when I was 8 years old, and I'm not living here in Apeldoorn. So I have to come in Apeldoorn.
Okay, well then, all you need to do is say, God, please make him available to me at the correct time, or make them available to me. Please put me in the right place at the right time. I'm no longer going to resist by speaking negatively or thinking negatively. I'm going to be flowing.
Yeah, because now I just only want to have my soulmate, because the other men I don't like anymore, because I know now what I'm getting.
Okay, well, same thing though. Keep yourself open to any enjoyable company
that you may have.
Yeah,
So you don't want to say, well, I won't spend time with any other people because I'm supposed to be with this person. Enjoy yourself. It's all
yeah,
about having fun.
yeah. I'm busy with that. I'm picking up my life again, and
Good.
yeah, I wanna enjoy. But yeah, I in my mind, I have my soulmate. But yes, I just listen to my heart and what it brings to me.
And I love that. Listen to your heart. Keep the vision of your soulmate in front of you, but don't turn down any opportunity to have fun, because the more times you have fun, you are enjoying yourself and you are expanding, the better your energy, the energy that you're putting out becomes, so that you're even more of a magnet for attraction.
Yeah, I know, and I already noticed that.
Great.
Yeah.
So keep a smile on your face, keep a smile in your heart, keep a smile in your mind, and you will see how much more you attract to yourself. And think about it. We've all been around people who are depressed. And the first thing that you think when you're around that person is, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get away from this person. They are very uncomfortable to be around.
Yeah.
So then think about, and kids are probably the best example, when you're around a child that just starts laughing or is so excited about
They are
something,
great. Yeah.
it's impossible to be frowning with their excitement and their joy.
Yeah.
So we want to imitate their joy and realize how attractive they become when they're just flowing, smiling, and bringing you into their joy.
Yeah. Okay.
All righty. David, you had your hand raised. Are you still wanting to share with us?
Yes, I am.
Lovely.
It's a
How
Dutch
can you help?
well, I hear you, and I understand correctly that doing things that bring you joy are very helpful, and including having a still mind
True.
and being in your heart. But I was wondering what your vision or your thoughts are about having something like genealogical or something like imprinted in your DNA that holds you back, that is old family stuff, or that can block you.
Okay, brilliant. Let's take a look at that. As long as you believe that it can block you, it will. But let's look at the design that God has given us, which is perfect. So you may absolutely have come here with certain things that you wanted to work out, some genealogical things, some imprints in your DNA, some things that you wanted to work out that you felt that you needed to overcome in order to move ahead, to get to that next beautiful place of love, joy, and peace. If you couldn't do that, why would you have brought that with you?
Exactly.
It doesn't mean that it's going to be, oh, poof, easy. Look at that. I've overcome thousands of years of programming in one night. It probably will be more in the category of a life lesson, something that you're going to have to explore in all different ways, something that you may have to come back to again and again. Each time it may get a little easier. Not it might. It will get a little easier. You'll find a different piece of the puzzle that may have been missing that you can release and let go of and move forward a little bit further. But there's no reason why you would have brought it forward if you were to, hold on, let me go back. The only reason we bring things into these lives with us is so that we can overcome them. We can learn whatever lesson it was that we needed to learn, overcome it, and move forward. Sometimes the lesson or the obstacle is so embedded that we may only get a small fraction of it understood in any particular lifetime. And that's why we often see things carried forward from one lifetime to another. But if we use God vision, which is our lifetimes are like a second in the eternal, it doesn't seem like that's such a horrible thing. So we can't get caught up in, oh my gosh, it's taking me so long to understand this, and I keep seeming to repeat this pattern. Instead, we have to say, okay, this is what I've learned so far. Good for me. Look at me. I am amazing. Look at all that I have accomplished in overcoming this particular thought form. God, now can you help me go even deeper? God doesn't play tricks. We play tricks on ourselves and on other people when we believe that some part of us isn't good enough, and the only way that we can get ahead is to try to trick or manipulate someone else. God doesn't need to do that. God already understands you're everything. You just don't understand all that you are. So if you find that you're trying to manipulate or trying to trick yourself or other people into believing that you're something that you're not, hop into your heart and find out why you've got resistance to being incredible. Because the only one that you're really tricking is you. If you can't believe that you are fabulous and wonderful and perfect, it's on you. Other people can see your magnificence, and they don't understand why you don't see it. So hop into your heart and say, I feel like I'm tricking myself when I tell myself I'm making progress or I'm doing amazingly well. That's resistance coming from you. In the beginning, yes, it does feel a little bit like we're spinning a story out of thin air, but you, over time, by continuing to tell yourself that, to look in your heart and say, where have I got this buried? Why am I holding on to this thing that says, hey, you're not good enough, David, or you don't deserve this, David? Hop into the heart. Get a look at what encounter you may have had previously that's causing you to think that that's even a remote possibility. And then lovingly let it go. Say, hey, I get it. At one time, somebody said something to me, or I screwed up somewhere. But you know what? We all make mistakes. I'm going to make more mistakes. But I can let go of those mistakes that happened in the past and just say, what did I learn from that? Oh, yeah, I learned that even though I screwed up, I kept going. I came back and tried harder. Or, hey, I completely failed. Oh, well, now I know what not to do. I know I don't want to react that way because it didn't move me forward at all. I count that as a resounding success. Hallelujah. I know what not to do in that circumstance. So, yes, we've all brought things to work through, but we've also brought
every single tool that we need, and we're in line to meet all of the right people and to have all of the correct circumstances interact with us so that we can grow past it. Whether it can happen in one lifetime, I don't know and you don't know, but I do know that it's getting easier and things are moving more quickly so that I'm seeing each person be able to advance through some really challenging things much more quickly than they were able to in the past.
Thank you. That's beautiful.
Okay. Just remember for me how special you are, and also remember when we have things in the past, when we have encountered things in the past that have given us difficulties of some kind, the heart will come in and try to protect you from experiencing those things again. The heart is not against you, but it is trying to protect you. So when you feel that the heart is in protective mode, here comes Susie, and Susie reminds me of Mary, and Mary was so nasty to me. When you feel that automatic protective mode, take a moment to tune in and say, let's take a look at why I'm feeling this way, why I automatically start to freeze up and feel uncomfortable. Perhaps it really is that Susie, I forgot who was who, Susie is not a person that's bringing lovely energy with her, and I would just be better served by moving away as quickly as I can. But perhaps I'm remembering another encounter that was not pleasant, and I need to let go of that and love myself through it, so that because I may be missing out on something lovely with Susie because I remembered what happened with Mary. And oftentimes, and this pains my heart because I used to teach elementary school, but teachers are humans and they make mistakes. So sometimes you may have things that have been said to you by a teacher that were mean-spirited. Remember, that teacher was human. They could have been having a bad day. They may not have been very enlightened. They may not have liked their job, although why they were doing it, I don't know. But I worked with people who didn't like their jobs and didn't like children. So if you had an experience that happened in school where you were made to feel silly or stupid or unworthy, you need to go into your heart and take a look at that and forgive the teacher or the person that made you feel that way, knowing that they didn't know. They didn't know any better. They didn't know themselves, and they were probably unhappy with something that was going on in their life, and unfortunately, you were in their sights at a time when they were not in their highest vibration. So please, if you've had an encounter in school that has left some sort of scar, please go into your hearts and begin looking at that and working with that, and just perhaps having a conversation in your mind with that teacher or that person and explain to them what it felt like to be on the receiving end of their comments, and perhaps they'll reply to you why they would have said something like that.
But then just ask God to show you who you really are. Who am I? Am I this person they called stupid? Or am I this brilliant, incredible person that just got caught up in the crossfire from some of this other person's own difficulty? In most cases, it's that person just wasn't where they needed to be. But sometimes it could be that you were not feeling good about yourself, and so you attracted that. Probably it's a little bit of both. But get in your heart, let go of any of those things that are so hurtful, because as long as you're hanging on to them, they're going to be how you judge every situation you encounter from here on in.
Yes, we are love.
You know, I'd love to say, oh my gosh, everyone is so lovely, and they're always going to say and do the right thing at the right time. I can't do that. And I'm sure there are some people in the world that are capable, some highly realized beings. But for the most part, people may say and do dumb things. And if you're in that high place, it'll just go right over your head. You won't even hear them, or you'll be able to see, oh my gosh, they're in a dark place. Let me just wrap them in a blanket of pink and gold light and move on. But if you're in a dark place too, it's going to create a wound. So clear out your own heart in those dark places the best that you can, and do everything you can to put yourself in that high place so that life becomes easy and feels good to you. And now we're almost out of time. Monique, you have your hand raised.
I really want to thank you about this because, because I was a child and I got a vision where what I'm talking about, the story, And I did different work, and also because I have the children, I did cleaning. And everybody say that a lawyer was to pick up high for me. But now actually I think I can learn very good. I have to be a lawyer. So everybody and my ex-partners, they told me that I wasn't good enough. And now God sent me that I really can do good learning. So I have to take that, bring it in the light for me. Yeah.
Absolutely. Anyone who tells you, well, gee, you're not smart enough or you're not capable of learning, be a little suspicious. Why would they say that? That's a horrible thing to say. They're saying it because they're not feeling completely filled themselves, and one way people use to feel better about themselves is to make the other person feel small.
Yeah. And that is also the reason why I didn't claim my things on the road a couple of months, because I was thinking I wasn't worthy enough. So, yeah.
So now redo your whole plan. I am worthy. I am valuable. Get into the heart and clear out that old debris and say to yourself, this is me. Worthy, valuable, special, important. And remember what they said to us. They said, when we're in cooperative mind, we know that by making someone else's life beautiful and better, that's going to help your life become more beautiful and better, because the more beauty, the more love that's in the world, the more that's available for everyone.
Yeah, I'm showing the way now for people, and I'm helping people. They are coming at my path. So, yeah,
Eh,
but I also get new good friends back.
Good. Some friends will drop away. The
Yeah,
lighter and brighter that you become, the more that you advance on your spiritual journey, those who are staying in their low places or their negative places will feel exceedingly uncomfortable with you, and they will drop away because you're just
yeah, yeah. It
too
doesn't fit
far apart
anymore. Yeah,
energetically.
yes,
But that's okay because you want to make room for the people that are on the journey and that can encourage you and uplift you and help you really move forward. So
yeah,
what I always suggest to people is if somebody is really putting up a lot of resistance to you when you're talking about the direction that you want to go or the good that you want to bring into your life, take a moment, close that door. You don't have to bolt it and padlock it, but close the door because it's really hard to move your life forward when you have somebody in your life that is very negative. So you just kind of put them off in the corner for a little bit
yes,
and you say, okay, I need to attract people who can uplift and support me. And I thank you, God, for bringing those people into my life. And you even say energetically to that person, whenever you want to be supportive, whenever you can get excited about where I'm going, and you want me to get excited about where you're going, you're welcome back in my life. But while you're negative and while you are doing everything you can to make me feel badly about me, I can't do it. I can't give my precious energy to your complaining. I've got to just close the door on you, wrap you in a blanket of pink and gold light, and put my energy into making sure that I feel good so that I can then really be there for myself and be that beacon of light and hope that is so needed in the world right now.
yes, yes,
We certainly hope that all of the people that are negative or critical get excited when they see how your life is transforming and then they want to join. But you can't hold yourself back because they're not willing to go forward.
yes.
All right, everybody. Our hour is up. It has been wonderful. I thank you all for participating, and for those of you who chose just to listen, thank you for being here and for adding your loving energy to the call. If you're interested in more about this subject, please go to my website, marciamartinthehearthealer.com. It's Marcia, spelled Marcia. I am happy to consult with anyone for a 30-minute complimentary consultation. I offer classes and also private sessions, and I am so delighted just to reach out and help build this community of loving beings. You all are so fantastic and have such fabulous gifts to offer. So please keep your hearts open wide and know that you're loved. And if you need help, message me, Marcia, at marciamartinthehearthealer.com. Again, it's Marcia, Marcia, marciamartinthehearthealer.com. And we will see each other next Friday. Next Friday, we're going to be talking about gratitude done right. So we'll have a blog post from
my guides explaining gratitude. And they've already started to enlighten me on this a little bit. There is a difference in gratitude that is effective and gratitude that is just giving lip service. So join me next week and we will explore this in detail. Please bring your questions and your concerns, and thank you all.
You too, Marcia. Thank you, and we love you.
Aw, thank you, honey. Love to all of you.